Check 1 2.
Yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, canvas open wide to embrace your dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose when I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision that pay me, it's never to sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning this crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, this your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.
Yeah. Welcome one, welcome all, ladies and gentlemen. It is the Lion Villain Report. I am your host, Russell Wayne, and I am going to be here for the next 45 minutes to an hour right here and right now. I am live right now inside the Detroit Lions Villain Squad Facebook page, where we have approaching 56,000 villains in there. Thank you to those that are liking, subscribing, following this content. And we have a YouTube page. And the YouTube page is at Lions Villain Squad. Thank you to those that subscribe to that. And thank you to the people right now that are on here that are liking this video. Thank you for the ones that participate. We are brought to you by NFL Shop, our affiliate marketing partners right there, where you can use the code right there. You can use the QR code, and you can get yourself one of those snazzy little Detroit Lions jerseys right now. Right now, my son is downstairs in the basement, and he's being really, really cute. And it's faith, family, and then football. It's in that order. We use football to create memories and spend time with our family. We don't let football use us. And speaking of my son, our stars program, if you're commenting using stars, we appreciate that. And we are using our stars for a purpose. We're going to help out my wife's page, and she's an advocate for autism awareness. And my son is autistic. He's downstairs playing right now with his numbers, and I can hear him. He's getting fired up down there. But my wife shares resources for parents who have children with special needs. And if you comment using stars, that's what you're going to be helping, is you're going to help my wife become a better advocate for autism awareness. So here we are. My gosh, it's Hump Day Wednesday. It's the Wednesday preview, but we have news. We have news. And what kind of news do we have? Oh, gosh. We do have some news, but before we get to the news right now, let's say hello to Dwayne. Good morning to Dwayne. And if I'm way too loud in here, I'm using my podcasting machine down in my living room right now. Let me know how my volume is. How does my voice sound? Am I sounding like I'm in your face? Should I back it off a little bit? Because I can do that. So Dwayne says, let's go Lions, one pride. Kings of the NFC North. Championship title. All grit. Never back down. 4-1. I love it. I love it. Good morning to you, Davey. Good morning to Smoke and Jeremy B and the villains. You got something in there. Excellent contract extension. We're going to get into that here in a minute. And right there is the YouTube channel right there at Villain Squad. If you haven't done that yet, because I know we have 56,000 villains and we need to move some of you over. If you're watching on the Facebook page, hop over to that YouTube channel if you would, and give that a like and a subscribe, because we're trying to build that as well too. We have 750 people on there or something like that, but we would appreciate it. Hop on over there. We'd love to have you over there too, because we're going to be doing some different things with our YouTube channel than we do with the Facebook page. So family always first. And as little as anyone thinks of it, Lions fans are a family, my family too. And it's the truth. You like that? And it's true. Here we are. Now, we may have Riker become part of the show today, because he's usually at school while I'm doing the show, but he's hanging out with me today. So if my son comes in here, like Jeremy says, it's faith, family, and then football. Right. Good morning to everyone. Good morning, Maurice. Thank you for watching the show. Good morning, John. And thank you for giving me the it's good. You sound marvelous. Yeah, it probably sounds better through the podcasting machine. It's got a little more girth using the pro mic instead of just yelling at the camera I have upstairs. Trying to work out, make it a little bit better for you guys. You know what I'm saying? Sounds good, Russell. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you to David. Thank you for joining the show. It's YouTube doing that. Yes. Russ, no tally. Why no tally when I hit the like? YouTube's funny. And sometimes these streaming services aren't gonna show it until after the show is over. It's almost like they process it and then they'll tell you what it is afterwards. YouTube is notorious for that, because it'll be funny. I'll be on a broadcast with YouTube and it'll show like 3 people watching, but it'll have 10 likes. So I mean, you know what? We use the tools that we have, and to put our stuff out there the best way that we can. And sometimes the tools fail, but we're still the same people. And we appreciate you guys being on here with us today, because this is a good day. This is a good day. Like I'm in agreement with Jeremy B. So let's get into the bulk of the show, the Hump Day preview. We want to talk about the Minnesota Vikings. We want to talk about the game plan, on the way to Minnesota, and Minneapolis is definitely a hard place to play. And we just lost our best player. How are we going to adjust to that? We got to talk about that, but we got to talk about this extension.
You like that?
I do like that. Can you guys hear the drops too?
You like that?
Can you hear Kirk Cousins? Give me a thumbs up if you can hear Kirk Cousins.
You like that?
Because if we can hear him, then I want to be able to accentuate some of the things that I do.
We're going to bite a kneecap off.
And, we got Dan Campbell in the house too. Yep. Just, I love it. I love it. But the big men, I think that they made a big statement with this. Okay. So Aiden Hutchinson goes down, and immediately everybody wants to go to the trade machine. And they want to talk about Max Crosby. They want to talk about, even Myles Garrett. And those are, I don't want to poo-poo on them too much, because, I would like it. If you go get Myles Garrett, you're going to make Russ excited. You're going to make the villain excited.
You like that?
If you go out and you make a big splash like that, you go get another guy that can, get at Aiden Hutchinson's production or better, then that would be fine. And Paul Jones says Hassan Reddick. I think that comes with too much baggage. And we believe in our team. And I'm sticking with this part of it, because this is what Dan Campbell says. I believe in the guys that are here. They believe in the culture that has been here. And every single time a player gets injured, or every single time, there's an opportunity to get a guy that's out there, it's always like the Lions are, oh, you got to go out and get this guy. Oh, Devontae Adams is available. Should the Lions go out and get him? And it's like, we've never done that. We don't ever do that. Brad Holmes doesn't ever go outside and spend. And here's the thing. You bring in Hassan Reddick. Let's let that play out, Paul. Because I don't mind the trade rumors and stuff like that. It gives us something to talk about. I dig it. But let's just say for a second that we go out and we do what Paul says. We go get Hassan Reddick. We spend some draft capital. Let's just say Brad Holmes fleeces them, and we can get him for a day 3 pick, because they just want to get him out of the building, because he wants a contract extension. That's the thing, is he wants a contract extension. He's never played in his defense. We don't even know if he's any good. And this guy's going to come in the door and immediately be asking for a contract extension. And to me, that goes against all of the culture things that we're trying to build here. It sets the wrong example for the rest of the guys that have been working for, a couple years. Look at the guys that they're paying. And I want this to be another example to the people that are out there. I do believe it backs up, my theories on this. And my theories aren't like scientific theories. It's not rocket science here. Dan Campbell's coming out and telling you what he wants to do. They're not hiding anything. It's like, it's the media that puts in the narratives. Oh, well, we need to go get Max Crosby. Oh, if the Lions don't do anything, that's stupid to depend on. Next man up. That's dumb. And it's like, this is exactly what they've depended on the entire time. When you guys rush to the trade machine to tell me what type of guy they need to get, and we're making mistakes because we didn't do it. You know what? The Lions went to the NFC Championship doing it their way last year. Early, I might add. Nobody predicted them to go that far. No one thought they were a Super Bowl contender last year. They just did it. And they did it by being who they are. Brad Holmes being the villain. You want to trade for pass rushers? Who are you going to get? How much is it going to cost? Because we certainly ain't going to trade and extend somebody. It's a rental. That's why yesterday I'll give the Myles Garrett. I'll give that some legs because it makes sense. Because Myles Garrett makes sense. He's got 2 years left on his deal. His deal ends when the other ones start hitting. That makes sense. Go get Myles Garrett. Max Crosby, you bring in a guy that signed for 3 years, and you're going to have to give the farm up for him? That's a pipe dream. Max Crosby is a complete pipe dream. Myles Garrett is way more plausible to get than Max Crosby. I mean, if you're rebuilding your franchise, your team's a dumpster fire, you're the Raiders, you just sold off Devontae Adams. Maybe you are trying to get rid of Max Crosby, but if I'm going to build my franchise on a player, you got to have somebody that you can build it on. Max Crosby's the guy I build the team around. Max Crosby isn't the guy I trade. He said he wants to be a Raider for life on his podcast like a week ago. But Myles Garrett, I can give that one some credence because Cleveland is also a dumpster fire. They need to think about starting over. And in 2 weeks, when they're 1-7, Myles, that's the one I want to call up. And if I can't get Myles Garrett, let's get Zadarius Smith. And you should be able to get Zadarius Smith for $1.50 in some change. That one actually seems like it has the most legs out of any trade rumor. But we talk about Alim McNeil. This is the reason that we're not going to go out and get like a Max Crosby. And I'm glad that they did it, and I'm glad they did it in the timing that they did it. I don't know if they announced it early or whatever, but re-signing Alim McNeil rather than going out and making some blockbuster trade is the exact message that I thought that you'd get from Brad Holmes. We want to sign our own players. We have a bucket of players that we're trying to find a way to get these guys under our cap. We don't have any room for people on the outside. Derek Barnes is coming back. His contract's up. Ifeatu Melifonwu is coming back. His contract is up. They want to keep these players. Malcolm Rodriguez. Levi Onwuzurike.
You like that?
Those are the guys we want to keep. I know it's not the sexy answer. I know that there's a portion of the fan base out there that says that we can't win now because we don't have Aiden Hutchinson. And let me know how big you think that loss is. I mean, I know it's a huge loss, but we also have a good defensive coordinator and a good coach and other good defensive players. You know, other players that are probably going to be top 10 at their position type of players on defense. So it's a huge blow, but it's 11 guys on 11 guys. And they believe in those guys. So are you in that percentage of the fan base that thinks that we can't win a Super Bowl without Hutchinson? Do we have to make a trade in order to make you feel comfortable about that? Or are you with me and my idea where Brad Holmes has gotten us here and he hasn't been aggressive. He's been drafting well. So trading assets away from this is where this guy does well. This is his biggest superpower is drafting players that you have on rookie contracts. This team is going to compete for a Super Bowl for the next 4 years. You know what? As long as Jared Goff, Penei Sewell, Amon-Ra St. Brown, now David Montgomery, and Jahmyr Gibbs, the entire offensive line is signed through 2027. This offense is not going anywhere. And he's been building the defense through young players too. So it's like this model that everybody that wants a trade right now, they're desperate. They want the trade so desperately that they forget that we are here where we are at right now because this guy is drafted well and he's done things in the way that he's done them. Let's see if I'm off my rocker. Let me get in here. Drops are still working. Okay, now I'm in here. Yes. Hassan Reddick, that's where I was. Okay. Reddick is not a fit. He would be a Sam linebacker in our system. Okay, I want to address this right here and right now. Right here. And this is Hawk to you. Oh gosh, I love you guys.
You like that?
I like that. That you get that one caught me off guard. I read that out loud. But Reddick would not be a fit at Sam linebacker. But here's the thing, and this is why I'm kind of not worried. I think the Lions may change the way that we're playing defense. When you got a guy like Aiden Hutchinson, it makes sense to run that 4-3 and attack. But you could, if you wanted to change your system a little bit, you could go to a 3-4 or a faster base type of defense, and use your Broderick's, Levi's, rush with a bigger pass rushing set, and then use those jack linebackers like they would in a 3-4. You can change the way you attack, which actually brings to life a guy like James Houston that fits more to his skill set. If it's, where you're rushing as a linebacker, like a jack linebacker. So I think that, dang it, stop doing that to me. There we go. Not a fit. I think if they brought him in, he would be a fit for the system. They'd make him and actually it would be a tell to how they want to play defense without Hutch. I'd rather have Garrett than Hendrickson. Oh, hell yeah. Well, Garrett was defensive player of the year last year. Garrett would probably be one of the only ones that would be an upgrade over Hutchinson. I mean, I think Crosby is like Hutchinson 2.0. I think they're like the same guy, but Garrett's generational type of dude and has been there for a couple years. Garrett's a beast. Garrett puts it on top. You may get more production out of Garrett than you would have out of Hutchinson. That would be insane to me if they could land Myles Garrett. It don't matter. I mean, you want to point out his balding head. Balding doesn't mean anything. My drummer from my band was balding when he was 18 years old. That don't mean nothing. Garrett ain't old. Myles Garrett is not old. I'm sorry. If we get Myles Garrett, that's especially if you're thinking about getting Hutchinson back at the Super Bowl right at that 4-month mark. David said, when do we hit the cap? Hutch, Jameson, Jamo, Joseph, Gibbs, Laporta, Branch, Campbell. Now, I get you right there, but like you got to itemize those, right? Like technically, you don't have to worry about like Hutch, Jamo, Gibbs, Laporta, Branch, and Campbell aren't even eligible for contracts until after next year. So that's true. You do have to worry about those contract extensions, but those are a couple years down the road type of contract extensions. Jahmyr Gibbs in 2027, you could take a 5th-year option on Jahmyr Gibbs in 2027. So we're not even close to those guys yet. Laporta, Branch, Campbell, those guys, this 2nd-year players. Now, Kirby Joseph, I think that he might be eligible for a contract after this year. Same thing with Jamo, but I don't see them jumping the gun on either one of those guys. But that's the truth. We have this cap room right now because I don't know where it's going to be. I checked it this morning and I didn't have the updated version with Alim's contract on there yet. But right now, before the Alim contract, they were sitting at $28 million. And I don't know how they're going to make that contract because he was scheduled to make $3 million on the book this year. His base salary, his cap number was, let me see where you're at, Alim. His cap number was $3.3 million. Now they might be able to even get that down by a couple million depending on how they did this contract. But I doubt it. Because I'm looking at this and it's not up in there yet for the over the cap. But this is a good statement to what I was saying is, they bring in this Isaiah Thomas guy from the Browns practice squad, and that's the type of move I expected them to make, because the next man up is the next man up, and they have to refill that back end. And that's the way that they look at it, is you're refilling the back end with your talent. Now, everybody in the world wants them to refill the front end. Let's go out and spend draft capital and get a big player. And the only way I see them doing that is if it's something that can be done by the time 2026 comes. Nobody that has more of a contract than that. And we're not extending anybody when they get here. Brad Holmes just proved to you that he is not going to extend an outsider. You get extensions in Detroit by earning them, by being in training camps. Multiple training camps. Cornerstone pieces get extended. Not Band-Aids. You don't extend a Band-Aid. You don't.
We're going to buy the kneecap off.
You extend cornerstone pieces. Fred Peterson said Zadarius Smith from Cleveland is more like a guy that we would go after. Yeah, because you could get him for a bag of chips and it would just cost you money for this year. It's a great call.
You like that?
That's Fred Peterson. Offense is what we knew they were. Defense is better than last year. Right now, that's a great point right there. And I don't know if you meant it where I'm going to go with it, but the defense is better than it was last year, even without Hutchinson. because we got so much better on the secondary and the back end that you're still going to be up. They're still going to get pressure, guys. Next man up. It's your opportunity. You already had a man in his next opportunity. Josh Pascal is going to have to step way up. Zadarius Smith from Cleveland, yes. Garrett would be a great fit here. Alim has 2 sacks this year and already 5 games. Took him 10 games to get that last year. Alim is stepping up. He's progressing. He's progressing. This is year 4. Last year was his best year as a pro. He had 5 sacks for the whole year. And then, he missed 4 or 5 games or whatever. I think he only played 13 games last year and he had 5 sacks. So if he would have a full season, goes to think that I think that you can count on Alim in a season to get somewhere between 7 and 10 sacks every year. And if he gets more than that, let's go. Let's go. David says 3 weeks until the trade deadline. I think Holmes will be patient. Garrett just said recently he'd like to play for the Lions. Who wouldn't want to play for the Lions? They're doing things the right way. Happy for Alim. He deserves it. That's from John. Jags are putting up Walker and Josh Allen on the trade block. Put on the top. I'd take Walker, starting to come into his own. Yeah, if they can get one of those guys, they're still on a rookie deal. Just like, he came out when Hutchinson did. I think we get Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals. That would be more expensive. I don't know about that one. I don't know. He's got the I played next to DJ Reader thing going on. That's pretty cool. That extension was perfect timing. Man, Russell, look at Darnold's hairline. I want more of a depth rotational guy than a star. I don't think they'll get any one of the top players everyone is talking about. Hendricks, Riddick, Crosby are all pipe dream type of trades. The only one that makes sense in that to me is Myles Garrett. And that's more because Cleveland's such a dumpster fire. And I just think that Holmes would be the perfect guy to take advantage of that, to be able to get something like that. You got him signed for 2 more years. That would be crazy. Defense would be fine. Just a different dynamic without Hutch. That's the truth. It's a big loss, but we got our guys to step up because this team isn't this is a team and not a one player. Not scared of the Vikings offense. Their defense is pretty tough. Doing legitimate. And the thing is, I think our offense is fine. Our offense is our offense. I think that the offense is they're gonna put up 30 to 40 points on the Vikings defense. Sorry, Vikings. It is what it is. Our offense is the best in the league. We got great offensive linemen. We're going to be able to move your guys out of the way. You're going to try to fake, do a lot of your blitzes and everything, but we have the offensive linemen and the skill players to pick up your blitzes. And Goff is a surgeon when he's protected like that. And you can run on that type of thing. You can go downhill. We're going to find out how good your run defense is. And our run attack isn't just great because David Montgomery is good. It's great because we're blocking it. Nah, Lions just a Khalif short last year with a worse defense. They are good. It means that we'll have to coach up the other guys and do more 5 and 6 man blitz packages to make up for that loss of pressure. I mean, I don't know if that's necessarily true. I mean, I know Hutch just brought the pressure all the time, but I think that what you're going to see more is you're looking for 2.5 guys to do what Hutchinson was doing. Like Hutchinson was out there 90% of the snaps. Go out there, leave it alone. You know, but now you're not going to get that. You're not going to get Hutchinson. You're not going to get any guy that's going to go out there for 90% of the snaps. So what you're probably going to see is like 2 guys that are rotating just like they do on the other side. They're going to give them a bunch of different looks because James Houston is different than Ukuwu, who's different than Ogude, who's different than Pascal. And, you know, Levi has been going out on the edge. He's a bigger edge. They're just going to move different things around. And you're right. They probably will blitz creatively like they did at the end of last year. So personally, I believe that we will be fine with what we have, but talking trades is fun. It is. It gives us something to talk about. I don't mind the trade talks, but I like to be realistic about. Like I want to talk about the ones that I actually believe that could happen. And just judging by the way Brad Holmes has been throughout the years, he's not going to mortgage the future for anything. That's why I think that the Hassan Reddick one is way off base, because you're not going to bring a disgruntled guy in here that you have to pay immediately. He hasn't earned his stripes. Nobody has earned their stripes here. Nobody's earned their stripes that you can get from the outside other than the people that are on the inside. The only ones that are going to get extensions are the guys that have been here, blood, sweat, and tears, 3 years. They've earned it. They earned it. He earned this extension by going to 3 training camps and learning the defense and getting better year to year, because that's who you want to build around. You're not going to build the team around Hassan Reddick. I mean, you're not even going to build the team around Myles Garrett. The only reason I say that one might work is because he's already been paid and he's at the end of his contract and he's not bitching about it. He ain't bitching about it. He's a lunch pail type of dude. That's what type of dude Myles Garrett is. That's what type of dude Max Crosby is. That's why people think that's a good fit. And it is a good fit. But Myles Garrett's contract works a lot better with what the Lions got going on. And I think that Brad Holmes could do some finagling and make that make sense, because Cleveland's really screwed right now. They got to find a way to get out of the Deshaun Watson contract, and they're going to have to rebuild the team. And Myles Garrett's a great player right now. He's got a couple years left where he's going to be elite. And that's not who you build your franchise around. So the Browns aren't going to extend him and try to build around Myles Garrett, but we could sure as hell rent that dude. Let's rent him. And the contract's actually the most friendly pass rushing contract that's out there right now for the production you would get. So that's why I like the Myles Garrett one the most. What's up, Jeffrey? He's late, but he's present and accounted for. So you think Brad is resting? What do you mean he's not resting? He just re-signed a player yesterday. No, I do not think that Brad is resting. Hello, Jeffrey. 20-some million. Casual fans from other teams, dude, Joseph. Kneecap biting. Motor City. Yes, Motor City. Lions, you're not better with Hutch. You are not better with Hutchin out. And you were already running a defensive and by committee at other defensive end spot, which isn't necessarily bad. You're not better without Hutch. You have to change the way you play. Hutch is so good that the Lions are going to have to shift the way they play defense. You're not going to get Hutchinson production out of anybody outside of trading for Myles Garrett. You would have to trade for somebody on that high level. But you are not better without Hutch. But what you can do is shift your defense to lean on the players that are your best players now. You can focus more on, because you just signed Alim McNeil, you can focus more on trying to get pressure from the middle. Getting pressure in the interior. And then you are going to be doing a committee on the other side. You have all those defensive ends that have been in there. They're going to be rotating them in and out. You're just not going to get the elite production out of that position anymore. But that still doesn't change the fact that you got one of the best safety tandems in the NFL. As a matter of fact, when you look at the whole NFC North, it's like the NFC North has got some safeties, bro. The NFC North is just ridiculously tough right now. I can't wait for this game on Sunday. I'm good with the next man up. But a chance to dominate doesn't come along often. Just saying. And I if you can get the trade done, you can get the trade done. But the thing is, this isn't Madden. It's not like you can go to Cleveland if they're not willing to come off of Myles Garrett, or they're not willing to come off of Zadarius Smith or whoever you're going after. You don't get them. Doesn't matter. You have to have willing trade partners. And that's the thing I don't think that people get. I hate not having Hutch. Does that lessen our chances of winning a Super Bowl? Absolutely. It sure does. Unless you show proof. Almost, if Aaron Glenn can scheme some stuff up and win without Hutchinson, well, then yeah, maybe it's not less. But losing your best player on defense, I'm not unrealistic to this. You gotta figure something out. But are they done? Are they not? Are they is their season done just because Hutchinson's gone? No, not even close. Not even close. Lions have the best roster still in the NFC North, top to bottom, with or without Hutch. They were deep to begin with. And if I actually believe that they weren't deep and that Hutchinson's going to make that big of a deal, then I didn't really believe in my team to begin with. One player is not going to make or break your season. You got best offense in the NFL. And you have them all. You got that offense. You got that offense. You can lean on that offense. It's going to be a tough offense to stop. Our defense might end up looking more like Minnesota's D with more blitzes and defensive schemes. The pass rush is still going to be there, guys. Last week, if you're not just looking at box scores and you actually watch the game, the pressure on defense came from the interior. The sacks came from the interior. Alim had 2 sacks. The hurries that came from the interior. Pascal, Ukwu, Levi, DJ Reader. They're getting pressure from the middle, which is part of the reason why Aiden Hutchinson was doing so well. Like, lo and behold, there's somebody else to double team. And Hutchinson was having a good year. Yes. No, trading Hooker isn't on the table by what Brad Holmes in DC said. Yeah, you're not getting max value out of Hooker if you trade him right now. And we went over that yesterday. Garrett makes much more sense. I think it was Dan Patrick that mentioned the trade first for Garrett, except you'd have to take Watson as well. Well, we're not going to do that. The Browns can go touch grass then. That's what I mean. We're not going to take Watson. They need to get rid of both of those contracts. The one team you played with a top defense, you put up 16 points. Well, the offense didn't start clicking until last week. And Sarah, don't start this game like Broski does. I don't minimize your wins. I'm not going to minimize Broski's wins. I'm not going to minimize the Green Bay Packer wins. You got to play the team that's in front of you. And I don't let people come on and try to make wins look like they're anything less than wins. It's hard to win in the NFL. And here's the honest truth. It's the Vikings are 5-0 and they earned it. I don't want to hear that McCaffrey wasn't there for the one win. I don't want to hear that Cam Akers was the running back for Houston, and I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that Caleb struggled in the first 3 games. They're 4-2, and they earned that record. The Lions are 4-1. They earned that record. You don't minimize wins. You don't minimize wins. You'll find out. What you just did. You just did. You just minimized a win. You want to ask questions? Doesn't matter if who you're putting points up on. Top 5 defenses. No, you play the team that you were. And by the way, they went 2 weeks without punting. I mean, no, they're not top 5 defenses. They're certainly not top 5 defenses after they faced us. The Lions hit hard. Your point was that I'm going to minimize your win by saying you only put 16 points up on a top 16 defense. Well, you're going to find out. We're going to put points up on your team this week. We're going to physical your team this week. Yeah, Sarah, how many points beats the Lions? How many points do you think that it's going to take? How many points do you think that you're going to score against our defense? Love division game trash talk, LOL. Did you see the PFF scores had Caleb ranked higher in the past game than Goff? How the hell does that work when Goff's pass rater was 153? Yeah, I get that. PFF ain't the end all be all. I mean, you got to watch the game. You have to watch the game. Is Hawkinson playing? That's a good question. Broski thinks that the Vikings move the ball against the Lions' puppy soft defense. The funny thing about last week is everyone acts like the Dallas Cowboys had a bunch of guys out on offense. Like the Lions dominated on defense last week. The score was 47-9. CeeDee Lamb and Dak. So, okay. You're gonna move against our puppy soft defense. We're gonna find out, man. We're gonna find out, and we'll see. We'll see, because none of y'all come in here and eat your crow when you're wrong. You'll just go and missing in action. We'll see, because I'll come in here and eat my crow. And Sarah knows I'll eat my crow, but we'll see if y'all eat your crow. I mean, the defense you face, we ain't scared of your secondary. Don't be. We're going to find out. We're going to see. We're going to find out what kind of 5-0 team you are. You're going to play a different type of team here than you faced all season long. Hawkinson is playing, I think. The Cowboys roster isn't very good. There we go, minimizing again. Wow. Well, you played the Jaguars. So that Jaguars team's a juggernaut that you were moving the ball up against. Wow. Let's minimize. Let's keep minimizing. I love it. You played LMAO. You played 3 top 10 teams already. I didn't say anything about your team. Actually, I don't minimize your teams. You guys are the ones in here minimizing my win. You started this, Sarah. And then Broski's piling on. Where's your graphic that says this is the best division in the NFL? This is what I've been saying. I made this graphic too, Sarah. This is Darnold Schwarzenegger. I give credit to my opposition when it's good. I don't go on to people's podcasts and start minimizing their victories. Oh, he didn't play good. Like, that's our fault. Like, it's our fault that you can't have a healthy roster. And it's like, you act like we weren't missing people in all these games too. You make fun of Davenpoop, but you want Davenpoop to be out there. And when he wasn't out there, you have to fend for the loss. We lost 2 defensive ends. John Kaminsky is gone too in our depth spot, but we just overcome the injuries. Frank Ragnow was out. We just overcome the injury. Brian Branch was out. He's our best secondary player. And you guys still came in here and you minimized the Seattle win. Oh, you went up against they didn't have any defensive line. Well, we didn't have our offensive linemen. They scored 29 points against you. Yeah, we didn't have our best secondary guy. I hear you see me making excuses. They made it happen, and they won. They made it happen. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see how good this Vikings team is. And if you guys win, you know what? I'm gonna come on here and I'm gonna tell you did a good job. I'm going to tell you that you did a good job. I'm going to tell you that your victory against Houston was a good, solid win. It's like you can't. Yeah, here's what happens to most people in here is Sarah's probably gotten into a couple chats or a couple arguments from the outside, and she just assumes all Lion fans are just shitting on the Vikings and thinking they ain't no good. And that wasn't me. Don't take that out on me. I've been giving your team credit. Actually, I don't think that anybody should be talking crap about any of the teams in the NFC North. 4-2, 4-2, 4-1, and 5-0. Green Bay's only loss came, or one of their losses came in the division. I mean, and then you can argue that the Bears are still trying to learn things, and they still figured out a way to be 4-2. These division games, all of them are scary to me. You should be scared of when you're playing these teams, especially the way everybody's been running their mouths all off season. You got Broski coming in here and, I only predicted 7 wins. And now he wants to come in and run his mouth. And then if all fails, Broski's going to fall back on, I only predicted 7 wins. It's like, well, then don't run your mouth about how good your team is right now, Captain 7 wins. Get those expectations down. My expectations are up. I stayed on my 12 wins for my team. I can't help you left your teams for dead, but don't come in like you've had your chest out the whole time. Pumping out your chest all of a sudden. Neither one of you thought your team was going to be any good this year. That's his and why would you be nervous? I'm nervous for the game, Sarah. Why wouldn't you be nervous? You should be nervous. You should be nervous for the game. You running in with a lot of confidence that you're going to stop this offense? You're running in with all this confidence that your defense is just going to be able to stop this offense? Reno says it's funny how all the other fan base can't grasp that the Lions are actually elite. It's true. Vikings got some good wins. A win is a win. Don't care how we get the win at the end of the day. It's like there's nothing you can say about our win in Chicago. Or not in Chicago, but in Dallas. Nothing you can say. Nothing good. Well, this guy, that could do 47. And they weren't missing people on offense to 9. 47-9. That is a complete, utter destruction. All 4 of the teams, all the teams. When you beat the shit out of your team, you can stand up there. None of us are minimizing your wins this year, Sarah. None of us did. None of us minimized her wins. I think Minnesota is very good. Lions are just better. Now, there you go. I think that's the truth. I respect the Vikings, but I think that you're dreaming, Sarah. Point differential in the NFL: Vikings 2, Lions 3, Bears 4, Packers. We have the best division. Darnold's history tells you that he's not going to continue the pace that he's playing at. I don't like those. I don't like those. Darnold's in the best situation he's ever been in his life. I'm sticking with my 14-win prediction. I'm sticking with my 13-win season. There you go, twisting my words. You said that you're going to put 30 to 40 points on us easy. I think we're going to put 30 to 40 points on everybody. You ain't special. The Vikings ain't special. You'll find out. You'll find out. Who said that? All I said is okay. Yes, I said it. Yes, we're going to score 30 to 40 points on you next week. The Lions are going to score 30 to 40 points on the Vikings. And it's not because the Vikings defense is bad. It's because the Lions offense is that good. That's what I said. I said it. I'll stick with it. I don't change my words or twist my words. And I didn't twist your words. Just because you say that you're not minimizing doesn't make it minimize. I showed you the comments that you put up that you were minimizing. When you tell me that the only team that the only good defense we only scored 16 against, that's minimizing. That's minimizing. And that's fine. You can minimize if you want. That's not, I mean, if you want to take things away from our victories because we didn't play the right guy or they didn't have the right dudes that are out there. But here's the thing is when a team gives up 47 points, then they're not going to be in the top of the defense anymore. Those top 5 defenses, they're not top 5 defenses after they play the Lions. $40 points on the Vikings. Hell yes, Russell. I said 30 to 40 points, by the way. 30 to 40 points. Can we agree that embarrassing the Cowboys in Dallas, that the way we did, the best thing ever? Okay, now I'm being a hypocrite? Oh, man, you just can't take the fire. Gosh, you come in firing, but you can't take it back. Very surprising from you, Sarah. It's going to be a good division game. It's going to be a game. It's going to be a good game. Division is always play hard every single time. And I like that. I think that it could be. And I think that the Minnesota Vikings could score some points on us. Tim Patrick, so tall that he looks like he's playing against midgets. He really is. Will losing Hutch and Davenport leave us as messed up as Dallas without Parsons and Lawrence? No, it won't. Because we have Alim McNeil and DJ Reader and Levi Onwuzurike. Lions 34, Vikings 24. Paul Jones, you need a win tonight. And what app are you using? What do you got on winning tonight? Oh gosh, what are we doing here? Who is saying that? Who is using the using the villain squad? And what are we talking about? A win tonight? Who needs a win tonight? Am I hacked? Am I hacked? Because I don't know why anybody would be saying that from the villain squad. DM me. Yeah, who is doing that? Don't follow that villain squad guy. I might have to go change my password or something. Because we're not sending that. We're not sending that out there. But I'm going to take off on out of here anyway. And I'll go fix that. And This is the Lion Villain Report. And remember, it is the Lion Villain Report. And we respect all the trash talkers that come in here. But I'm going to continue to call it like it is. Whatever clever ways that you want to minimize victories in the NFL, that's however you want to do it. And if you want to deny that you're doing it, it is what it is. The proof is in the pudding. The proof is all up in the comments in there. Thank you for that. Fake account. That's good. I want to go check that out. But this is a Lion Villain Report, Monday through Saturday, 10 a.m. Brought to you by NFL Shop. There it is. Trying to find it. I got a link for you. Brought to you by NFL Shop. You can use this link to get yourself 25% off at least. Thank you to our affiliate marketing partner at the NFL Shop. Get yourself one of them snazzy jerseys right there. Join me every morning at 10 a.m. It's faith, family, then football. It's in that order. Faith, family, and then football. We use football. We use football to spend time with our family. We use football to create memories. We don't let football use us. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. May the Lord shine his face upon you until we meet again tomorrow for the Lion Villain Squad. Peace out. God bless.
Hey, yo, the lies so that you never make it. Hopeless, so it seems. Eyes closed, hands open wide to embrace dreams. Sometimes you gotta take a loss just to get the win. Like lots of sin was popping in like oxygen when boxes wet. Focus on the mental, never lose like smooth instrumental. Better choose on the move in a pinto. Choose what I get to, never lose smooth on the move, but it's simple. Never give up and we running it, maybe. We just keep winning, we conquering daily. Envision and pay me, it's never the sway me. Indigenous, maybe we winning, it's crazy. Your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. It's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity. It's your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity, your opportunity.